Alrighty guys, good morning and welcome to the Crown Invitational online qualifiers. Unfortunately, we've had a little bit of a delayed start trying to jump into the server, but we are finally in and we've missed a few rounds, but that's alright. My name is Elfish Guy. I'm not sure 100% what these two teams are. I'm sure we'll get word shortly. Vexitus and DWBW. Don't know who's on which side, but regardless, we are underway. Vexitus are terrorists, apparently, I've been told. So it looks like they're getting the run of the luck at the moment, 5-1 up. And on the terrorist side is boding well for them. They've picked up the B bomb site as well. They should be getting that bomb down relatively shortly. And they're going up against an eco here. So it should be pretty easy hold for them here. Of course, these guys are playing for a spot in tomorrow's qualifiers. The top 8 teams from today are going to go through and play tomorrow for a spot at the Crown Invitational. The qualifier, well, I guess it's the Crown Invitational qualifiers, the live ones in Melbourne at Crown, so that'll be pretty exciting. But today, what we're focused on is just these guys that are trying to get into those top 8 spots. And unfortunately, if anyone has... Whoa, that was a nice shot there from... Nabliz. I'm going to call him Nabliz. But yeah, I assume everyone's noticed that I'm casting on my own here today. Unfortunately, Sandman is sick and won't be able to make it. So at the moment, we're going to go with a solo cast. Trying to get some people in on Skype, maybe. If anyone's in Brisbane and they've cast before, you can give us a shout as well. Maybe we'll get you in. I don't know. We'll have to figure it out. But for now, at least for this game, it's just going to be a solo cast. And we are going to see the counter-terrorists here have got a buy-up. Not a really fantastic one, though. There's no grenades there on Ferox and no head armor on TK. But that's okay for him because there's all AK, so the no head armor isn't really going to play much of a part here. We will see 1 kill going over to Volume Ziki. 2 kills, rather, goes over to him. A little bit of a hard name to pronounce there, but TK on this B bomb site is going to try and hold it. He does find one there onto Oz, Thug Life Oz, and... we see the terrorists starting to push out here in towards middle and up highway. They are going to get some pretty good control thanks to these smokes. There's no one able to really pick them from middle there, from the connector. But we will see Rickson pop around the corner and find one there onto Volume. He will be taken down there on the trade, though, and we are going to see now a 3 versus 2 situation. The bomb's still not down. 45 seconds to go here for the terrorists. They have plenty of time. They will grab another kill here. TK will find one off guard. That was Scruffy going down, but now he's in a 1-on-2. Doesn't have too much HP to work with. Does have a couple of grenades, though, so he might be able to do this. We'll have a look. The smoke is going to come off onto highway, force him back a little bit. That's going to delay him even more. This is really nice play here from the terrorists so far, but he might be able to catch one off guard. The flash does come out. That might not have been the greatest idea because now they know exactly where he is, and he gets taken down. Terrorists picking up another round. 7 in their first half. Alrighty. So, fixing up the game there, but we are back into it. The pistols here coming out for the counter-terrorists, and they certainly need a little bit more than that. There's going to be a first kill of the round going over towards the terrorists, and does seem that these guys on the counter-terrorists are having a little bit of difficulty. They do need to pick up a couple more rounds because obviously, I mean, Cache isn't the most CT-sided map, but you'd want to be getting more than one on your CT side. And as I say that, they do manage to find a few kills for themselves. So we'll see what they can do with this. It's only 2 versus 4. They will find another one there, courtesy of Ferox. He's going to get flashed out a little bit here, but oh, he does go down. Their trade is there, though, so that was a really good eco there. They have managed to pick that one up, and they're saving AK. They've got a bit of armor there already on Rickson, so it is going to be a pretty good buy for them. Rickson, of course, can drop some weapons for anyone that needs it, but no one actually needs that buy, so not too bad. Might have been a good idea, actually, to see the AWP drop there by Rickson, and a few more grenades there up on Malajone. I don't even know how to pronounce that. We'll see him find the first kill, though, and there is going to be Nabliz pushing out towards A main, and he won't find anyone, but he does get one as he falls back towards the forklift. We'll see Volume finding one kill with the Tech 9 there, but things not going too well for the Terrorists. We see Volume just looking in the wrong direction. They are going to get the bomb down here, so I guess there's that, but really at this point you'd want to be grabbing another round, forcing the counter-terrorists into a bit of a poor economical situation, but that's not going to happen. The counter-terrorists are going to be able to defuse this bomb. They've strung together 2 rounds in a row and are starting to get a few rounds on the board, which is what they need, because 3 and 7 down, as we spoke about a little bit earlier, is really not where you want to be on that counter-terrorist side. If they want to look, I guess, respectable on this half, they probably would want to close it out here, make it 8 and 7. So still a bit of work to go ahead of them, and the terrorists at the moment, they're going to be on eco, but they shouldn't be feeling too bad with themselves. 7 rounds in the bank already, and plenty of opportunities to get some more as well. They're going to just rush straight here towards B bomb side, which is, I guess, a pretty standard pistol strategy when you're on eco. Just rush B, don't stop, as they say, but we'll see TK find himself a double kill. If I make that a triple kill, Ferox has found one as well. In the meanwhile, the rotators come across here for the counter-terrorist, and it is going to be all over Red Rover for the terrorist there. The counter-terrorist now 3 rounds in a row, so it's starting to get a little bit better for them, but as we say, still a lot of work to do. No real star performances here so far, I think, for either of these teams. They're all just sort of contributing at the moment. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that name on the top of the on top of the terrorists. I'm going to say Keating. That's what his name's going to be for now. Keating, I guess, the best player of the day so far. The terrorists now just sort of starting to set up. We do have one player up there already on boost, trying to get a bit of intel in towards mid. Isn't going to spot anyone out just yet, and we do see Nablers as well up on the boost here on the A-bomb site. So this is a really potent spot if you haven't used it before in the game. A lot of people do get caught out of that. TK, meanwhile, will find one kill onto Keating. Volume finds one and Scruffy another. So now the entries are there for the terrorists. Openings available on the sites. One player does get dinked. Scruffy gets taken down, but it was a trade, and now we see 1 versus 3 here in favor of the terrorists. We'll see Ferox doing what he can, but he only takes down one, and another round there for the terrorists. It's not all bad for the CTs. They do have a bit of money, enough to buy up, certainly. So they can make something of this round, but again, any round here that they lose is just, you know, basically digging the grave, so to speak. Anything that they lose here is going to make it much harder for them to come back on that terrorist side. But we'll see what they do. Volume is going to pop up over here on the boost spot and take down one kill easily as you like. Wasn't even having a look up there on the boost spot, was the counter-terrorist. And now it is once again going in the favor of the terrorists. They've already got that entry frag. They've got the player advantage, which is so important in this game. All they need to do now is trade effectively, and they will be able to get onto these bomb sites relatively easily. They're going to push out here on towards A. It's going to be a 4 versus 2 at the moment. We do see one player, though, heading up in mid. Rickson will find one kill, doesn't find another. He really needed to pick up 2 there at least. And we'll see that final player on the A-bomb site, TK. He does find one, but gets shot down through the smoke by RZK. And TK now will find one for himself. So a 2-on-2, not too bad for at the moment for the counter-terrorists. The bomb is down, though, so they do have time against them. They need to work on what they can do, but it doesn't matter because both these counter-terrorists pick up a kill apiece. The bomb will be defused. And quickly again, for anyone who's just joined us, I'm casting solo today, so apologies for that. But we make do with what we can. These are the Crown Invitational online qualifiers. Of course, these guys all duking it out for a chance at that spot in the Crown Invitational, where you can win $55,000 or a share in $55,555. Lots of fives there. I think the tickets also cost something like $55. So, you know, fives are plenty here. As we see the terrorists here on an eco with those Tech 9s trying to push out on towards the B bomb site. This was their last pistol round strat, or their last eco round strat rather. Didn't work out too well for them then, and it doesn't appear to be working out too well for them now. I guess what they want to do here is get the bomb down. They've managed to do that courtesy of a nice shot from RZK, defending his bomb planter. Now a 3-on-2. Certainly doable here for the terrorists if they hit their shots, but it is going to be a bit of a mammoth effort. There is a grenade here to work with for Nablers. One kill goes over there to RZK as well, though, and that's going to make things a little bit more difficult for the counter terrace. But having said that, Neighbours will find 1 kill. Oh! 1 HP. And he's not going to drop off heaven, thankfully, for the counter terrace. Is he going to have time to defuse the bomb? Does he have a kit? I don't think he's... Oh, yes, he does. Doesn't have time, though. So, actually a really good round there for the terrorists. Nabler is just a little bit too slow. Maybe if he had survived on a little bit more HP, could have jumped off heaven and wouldn't have had to run all the way around through the A main there. Through B main, though, rather. So, again, another round going to the terrace. And the best case scenario here for the counter-terrorists is 6 and 9, which is not good at all. And those B hits have been relatively successful so far for the terrorists, so we'll have to see what they do decide to go for. I think the A hits haven't quite been as successful. They're not really able to get the entries as easily. But at the moment, there's a couple of players over on the B bomb site and a couple of players over boost. They're trying to play pick and split, but it's not working in their favor at the moment. The counter-terrorists have found the first kill. Really not a great buy here at the moment for the counter-terrorists, though, because of that 5-7. There's a FAMAS as well, so really not what you'd be wanting to see. No grenades either to work with, and the terrorists have really got the pick of the buy at the moment, but they are still a player down, so 1 or 2 kills here on the entry for the counter-terrorists could be really good. We'll see what happens. There's one player hanging around there in checkers. They don't know he's there. They're going to push around past him. He will find 1 kill onto the AWPer. That was Keats Keating. And now they know he's there. The bomb is going to go down, but it is going to be a 5-on-3 retake. And this is certainly doable for the counter-terrorists. But one player going in on his own, that's not a good idea. RZK takes him down. We'll see TK here trying to do what he can from A main. It doesn't really work. He gets taken down as well. But Rickson is there for the trade. Rickson now in a 2-on-2. I don't really like how the counter-terrorists have played this going in 1-by-1, but it seems to be working out so far. They do need to get a wriggle on because there's no defuse kit, I don't think, on them. Oh, there is there. I think Ferox just picked it up, and he will be able to defuse this one as well. So 6 and 9 will be the first half score. Not a great score for the counter-terrorists there, but they'll have to make do. They're going to swap over to that terrorist side, and well, you'd expect that they're going to need to pick up this pistol round, make it 9 and 9, and then go from there. But if this pistol goes towards the counter-terrorists, it's going to make things even more difficult. Alright, so plenty of armor here on the terrorist. Makes me think, well, there's not a whole lot of grenades either, so that makes me think they're just going to sort of charge in towards the A-bomb site. But playing pretty slowly at the moment. Might be going for some pick gameplay at the moment. Pushing in towards B-halls is Neighbours. He does spot out one player and might be trying to sell a little bit of a fake over here because the rest of his team are over towards the A-bomb site. He does get taken down there, though, so that's not really going to help them out. I think if the terrorists had pushed out right then, they would have been able to find a 1-on-4 on the bomb site. Might have been able to overrun it then, but they are going to find it now. They picked up the first kill now, 4-on-2 rather, as the rotators come across, now turning it into a 3-on-4, but there is a kill there for TK, and another trade out there for RZK. Rickson finds another, and now into a 3-on-2. Rickson is trying to defend this bomb from Red at the moment. He will find another kill, and he's actually got 4. Nope, 3. 3 for himself, but still a pretty respectable job there on that pistol round, which was so important there. They really did need to pick that one up, and they did manage to do so. So now they'll have the buy, and we'll see what they can do with that one. A couple of Galils, an AK Mac-10, and a Tech-9. Not an awful buy there for the terrorists. They've all got the armor there as well. Nabler's no head armor, though, so we'll see if that plays a part in this round. You wouldn't expect so. As they start to push out towards mid here, Rickson will find or spot out one player. Oh, nice shot there from Keats Keating. So maybe that head armor would have been advisable there for Neighbours. I think that might have been a little bit too far away for the P250 for the headshot range. I'm not sure. Someone in Twitch chat will probably tell me that I'm wrong and I'm stupid, but we'll see what happens. We'll see now the terrorists starting to push in towards A main. There is a kill there for Ferox. 4 versus 4. Now the gun's still in the advantage of the terrorists, but Rickson is dropped down pretty low in mid, and this is certainly doable here for the counter-terrorists. They're starting, I mean, they're stalling for time pretty well. Only 45-ish seconds left in the round. Rickson is just here on Vent. There is one player. He's going to be taken down by RZK. The player in Vent is going to be taken down on the trade, though. TK takes him out. And now a 3-on-3, but lots of damage so far economically for the counter-terrorists. They're just trying to get probably at least one more kill you would expect. Would be great. If they can deny a bomb plant, that would be even more, or even better for them, but we'll see what they do, or they can do. You're wrong and stupid. Thank you. I appreciate that. The grenade comes out there onto Scruffy. He does take a lot of damage so far. The bomb is down, so now counter-terrorists on the retake. Are they going to decide to save their armor and their weapons? That is the question. RZK will pop around, tries to find one player. He does. Ferox goes down now, 1-on-2. This is doable. Oh, they've won the pistol round, or the eco round. Pretty nice job there from the counter-terrorists, and that is definitely not what the terrorists needed here. They're going to be reset on that economy. They did get the bomb down at least. So let's have a look at the money. When it resets, yeah, not going to be enough to really buy up theirs. I mean, they could force here with a couple of pistols, but, I mean, they still have 6 rounds in the bank, I guess. They are going to force up. Nope. One player going to take an AK, and no one else going to buy up. An ump as well. 2 umps. Bit of a delayed buy here from the terrorists. Just deciding what they want to go for, and it is going to be a force up after all. Ferox sitting there without any money. He's got a P250. Excuse me while I take a drink. Alrighty, we see RZK find the first kill. Oh, and the second as well with some nice Galil gunplay in mid, and that's really going to hurt the economy there of the terrorist side. And they basically needed to win this round, otherwise, you know, their money is just absolutely shot. I want to see another kill go over there towards the counter-terrorists, towards the terrorists. Back into a 3-on-3, so it's not all bad, but the health is still in the advantage of the counter-terrorists. The grenades are there as well for them, and no bomb down just yet for the terrorists, so things are still pretty hard going for them. The B-Halls appears to be the location of choice at the moment for the terrorists, and they are going to start to push in here. Don't have any grenades to work with, so it's basically just going to be aim versus aim at the moment. One player will jump up onto the box. He gets taken down. 3 kills. Quickly over towards the counter-terrorists. That was Volume picking up 2. Scruffy finds 1. And terrorists, now they have absolutely no money to work with. They're going to drop a few pistols, but that's about all they can afford at the moment. And they're down 7 and 11, so things really not looking in their favor at the moment. Again, a bit of pick and split gameplay sort of coming out here from the terrorists. They're starting to, I guess, split up across the map and see if they can find anything. They really do need to find at least one entry here before they can start to really aggress onto a bomb site, because if they just charge in there, they'll get sprayed down, as we've seen so many times already. Things have been pretty tough going for these guys on the terrorist side, but they're not out yet. The Tech 9s, we do know how powerful they can be. They're a little bit of a crazy weapon. Sometimes they just hit heads, and sometimes they miss everything. I guess it's the luck of the draw. Rickson, though, does seem to have the gods smiling upon him. The Tech 9 gods, perhaps, Lord Gaben. He did find that first entry, but took a bit of damage, did his teammates in response. Rickson has got the M4 now, so we'll see what he can do with that. He's trying to sell a bit of a fake over towards the B bomb site. The rest of his team rotating across to A. 4-on-2 on A. The rotator is actually going to go across, start to go across rather, towards the CT spawn, but it doesn't matter because Keats Keating has found a double kill from quad. Ferox found 1 meanwhile in the trade-off, but it doesn't matter too bad because his mate is there on the CT side to trade all those kills out. The bomb not yet planted as well. Rickson, the only player left alive on the T-spawn, definitely doesn't have enough time to plant this bomb. He's going to save there on the B-bomb site. Will be able to keep an M4 for himself. So he managed to save the M4, but a small victory, I guess you could say. The AK is the weapon of choice at the moment for the terrorists, and not surprisingly, they do have a few grenades as well. They've lost quite a few rounds, 3 rounds in a row, so yeah, that money bonus is starting to take effect, and they've been able to afford that buy. Armor as well, they're available for them. So this is the round that they really need, and it's not starting off too well. Very important round in the grand scheme of things, because if they lose this one, things are starting to go perhaps too far in the favor of the counter-terrorists to be able to pull back. But you never know what can happen in this game that is Counter-Strike. The grenades, or the flashes rather, come out onto that A-bomb site. Rickson is on the entry roll. He will get spotted out by the player corner, and does indeed get taken down. Oz finding himself 2 kills. This could be a third. No, it's not. Ferox found 2 for himself. The bomb is dropped now, 1 on 3 here. And that final terrorist will go down. So terrorists once again going to be on an eco. They've got a bit of armor up for themselves, and the Tech 9s as well, so they might be able to make something of this round. They really want to get a bomb down at the very least. When it's 7, well, when you would expect if it's going to be 7 and 14, they're going to want as much money as they can get in the following round. They're just going to charge out mid, perhaps not super advisable with those Tech 9s because of the range difference. Volume will find the first kill there with the grenade. And they are starting to get a little bit low, are the terrorists. Now we'll see Keating find 1 for himself, and now the remaining terrorists are stuck here in that mid area. There is a kill there for Rickson with a Tech 9. What a gross weapon that is, but the counter-terrorists have got this one all locked down, and no bomb plant just yet there for the terrorists either, so that's a little unfortunate. Yeah, I don't know about that mid-push. Maybe someone with a little bit more knowledge in Counter-Strike can tell me, I guess, the thought behind it. But, you know, from my thinking, if you've got the pistols, you want to be going somewhere where you can get the close range and hit heads. Wasn't the case there. And it didn't work out too well for the terrorists. But the AKs now and the AWP were brought up. So they're changing things up a little bit. They've picked up the AWP. That's good to see. It is working out so far for them. They found the first kill. Rickson does find a second through the smoke with a nice shot. Pretty prediction there. And now this is starting to look like the terrorists might be able to finally claw back around after they won that pistol round and then lost the following round here in this half. Things have pretty much gone the way of the counter-terrorists, but at the moment they are getting a bit of an upper hand. Scruffy, though, will start to change things back in towards the favour of the counter-terrorists. Keating finds himself 2 as well, and this round turning around again. Volume will find another, so a bit of a back and forth round, this one. Ferox goes down as well, finally. So 15 and 7 is the scoreline so far. Counter-terrorists definitely having the favour of this game. The 4-sub is going to come across here for the T's. But really not a fantastic buy for them, you'd have to say. They have got a scout, a bit of Go TV lag there, unfortunately, but we'll make do. Tech 9 as well coming out there for Rickson. So, yeah, I mean, if I had to put money on this, you'd be betting on the counter-terrorist, wouldn't you? We'll see what Volume can do. He does find 1. Oz found another, meanwhile, across the other side of the map, up towards A main. And things not looking too fantastic for the terrorists at the moment. They do have a scout to work with. See, so I think they're are they up on the boost? Yeah, they are up on the boost, trying to do what they can with that scout, but it's not working out too well for them. This game is Vexitus and DWBW, just for those of you who are wondering. We jumped in a little bit late, and obviously the names on the players aren't there. And it looks at the moment like Vexitus are going to be the ones to be able to take this one away. But we will have to see. We'll see Keating grab himself 1 kill there as well. So now 4 on 2 here for the terrorists. There are a couple of lit players there, though, for the counter-terrorists, so certainly doable for the terrorists, but TK is going to need to come up pretty massive. He's on his own up against 3. They know exactly where he is. He does find 1. Keating pops out here with the AWP, misses the shot. He's the big player here at the moment for the counter-terrorists. with I guess with the most health. If TK can take this bomb in towards B, he might be able to get the bomb down and make a play of this round. But he's going about it pretty slowly. We'll see Oz starting to rotate across. The smoke goes down, but if Oz pushes through this smoke, he might be able to catch him while he's planting. That's what he's doing. He takes him down, and that is the round there. Vexitus taking away the first map, or the first match, I guess, of the day, 16-7. The GG's come out, and hello everyone. It's me, Elfish Guy, on my own, Sandman.